I'm going to do one more back test for the day because the last one felt pretty dirty. It's still Saturday, so I can allow myself one more. I don't know whether there'd be a limit. CAD yen, much different from New Zealand US. I don't know what happened on CAD yen, but we will nonetheless go and pick our day. And then we're going to shuffle it up. Let's see what happens. I mean, we got, alright, July 14th. Not bad. That's our messy one from earlier. CADJPY, July 14th. So we've got this right here, and we're just going to go to 429. Let's see what we get going on 15-minute. Oh yeah, I should also help set up my backtest helper, just so that we, know where we're at in time, in space, in the universe. So, like I said, we do have some lows we can run here. I mean, this whole thing is just like one big area that needs to get cleared out as we go ahead and push our way down. I'm going to draw this type of channel here to denote the 15-minute trend. I do think we have one more push down in us from this trend, so I think that this doesn't hold here. Let me turn off that. So now we just have us in the charts. Very intimate, very fun. And then I guess we can anchor it off of this low. So once we wick back up into here, we push down, then we would expect to bounce from somewhere on this. Now, I could be completely wrong, and we could just bounce from this area of demand that we're at right now, but I don't know. We never know. That's the beauty of trading. It's different every day, but we do overall, once we start, playing out of this full uptrend, because we are very bullish. Once we return to that uptrend, we expect a run of these highs. I don't know if we're going to do that today, next day, next week, or what, but I'm just here to get this price action bread. So right now, we have this weird up move that's playing out right here, and we just broke this like mini little uptrend in our overall downtrend. Right, so we hit our zone of demand, and now we are currently breaking out of this trend line. So we should make a new high from here, possibly. If this is going to play out, then we would probably be bouncing from somewhere in here. So the zone of demand might actually hold. But let's see what happens. So now we're pushing there. Zone of demand busted through. Just with some wicks, though, we could trade this as a double bottom very riskily because, it's right there. It's easy. We could do it. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take the risky trade here. I do enjoy doing this a lot, as my regular viewers know. So we're going to do 3R here, see what happens. And we keep running lower. And there you go. We run the lows like we assumed in the first place. You can clearly see that this is just a return to the overall current order flow. So we will leave that as a mark of shame on our trading history here, and we will continue to trend lower. All right, so expecting a bust out of this channel right here. Now we expect to make a new low from where? From this area of supply or this one. I will look for a quasi, possibly. Keep making new highs. There we go. Now we need a pullback. We did not get a pullback, so we could just be pushing lower to sweep this low right here. But we do I do see another double bottom here if we want to go crazy and take it. That's the only thing that I see right here. It's just we got another double bottom. Let's remove this. We're still respecting trend, overall trend. But we missed our double bottom. We just kissed the trend line again. Give it a little smooch. I would like to see what happens when we get to this area of supply, because I do think that we need to form. We need to run this low down here. So let's see if we can get up there and then figure out how to do that. I like that candle for a sell. So I think I'm going to take this. Oops. The reason I like it is because it shows a lot of rejection, and it's at our zone of supply, which is like our, optimal entry point, and our 1 to 3 is actually just under the lows. Everything about this I enjoy. So there we go. Okay, we don't like this wick though. This is a terrible wick for us. It didn't even run the low. That's going to be. Let's see what happens. I'm not very hopeful for this now that we're back up here, but I'm going to hold because I have no choice. So here we could choose to break even if we want to. I still think that we have to run this low, especially with this wick here now, and we've been away from it for a little while, but let's see what the next 2 or 3 candles looks like. Oh, we keep breaking lower. That's good. If we break above this high, I'll move to break even, because I don't want to move above this area of supply here. And we get our positive trade. So now we made our new low after breaking out of this trend here. We probably could have had a better entry if we just waited, but this wick was just too good, too juicy to pass up, you know what I'm saying? I want to get to the next 15-minute candle to see where we could potentially go next. But we do have, another channel forming here, so we can then move it down like this, and we have I don't want to overfit, but this makes the most sense to me, so we'll do that. And I want to check the 15-minute because I want to see where we're at within relation to this overall channel. So we did break out on the 15-minute channel, and then we closed outside of it, and then we made a new low, and that's where we're at right now. So we do have this area of demand that is that we're playing with right now. I don't know why I couldn't talk for a second, but let's mark that out. And then we do have the New York low that we can run, which makes the most sense to me if we keep going lower. So got those 2 things we can play with. In any case, let's see what happens. So we pop out of the top here, looking to see if we can get a new low. It looks like we're continuously pushing up, so we could have probably taken an entry here off of this candle, but we missed it. So we're expecting a new low. We don't want to get involved. There's a lot of ranging momentum movement happening here. I do expect some kind of reversal from here, just because we popped out of our 15-minute trend line, and now we're also in our 15-minute zone of demand that it's one of the last areas, one of the last key areas that we could go to before we keep going down. And there we go. We ran right through it. It's okay. Life goes on. So now we are running that low that we had marked out. What we probably could have done is probably seen this as a double top, but we were looking at that 15-minute zone of demand, and we weren't feeling it. So unfortunately, we missed another sell opportunity here. Basically from this guy here, and then taking one of these candles with your stop loss above the high would have been good to go. But my eyes weren't attuned to what was happening, unfortunately. This is the type of candle that makes me want to enter because it's so giant, but at the same time, for the reason that you want to enter it is the reason you can't, and that's because it's so giant that your stop loss has to be like on Mars. So you don't want to do that. This is better. Haven't really broken much structure, just 2 microstructures at the low over here. So we could enter here very riskily. It's 8 pips. I don't know what the actual standard size is on this, but we could enter like this here. The only thing is, I don't like to enter without seeing another pullback. So I might just skip this entry altogether. But I like that it's like a liquidity grab. Like, you know, we just hit the line here. So basically a support. And we're making this quasi pattern. So it's messed up, but it's there. So I think I'll hold it. See what happens. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, so got a nice +3. This backtest is way less dirtier than the last. I also have my microphone in different positions, so I hope it's okay. And we're pushing up now, and now we are hoping to see some. I don't know what we're hoping to see, honestly. I think this is like the reversal here, so I would honestly just look for buys from this point. Right here. And we got one right here. Nice little channel. So if you break out of the bottom, we expect to see a new high. And I don't want to enter just on that, so we need another pullback. Very weak bar. Not feeling it. I'm just not feeling the entries here. It's just consolidating. Now this I like. We pulled out. We bounced from this area of demand. We have a nice juicy engulfing candle. And so what I'm gonna do is, against my better judgment, I'm gonna take this entry. I'm at my stop loss like under the candle, and we're just gonna keep going higher. See what happens. So we're pushing, and we're at the age of previous low. This is kind of scary because a lot of things can happen around these previous session highs and lows. Everything's telling me to break even right now. So I'm going to hold off on it for a second and see if we pull away, if we can break this high. And if not, then I will break even. Okay, so we broke the high. But we broke it with a wick. It's kind of like a double top type of thing. There's nothing wrong with getting a re-entry here. Yeah, I don't like this choppiness, so I'm going to put my stop at break even. I'll just mark it here. And we'll keep it moving. Cool. So we got another +3. That's awesome. So for some reason, this is going way better than the last one. And all the things I say, now I have to post the other one now because all the things I say won't make sense without me posting that. So there you go. Hopefully my microphone's okay on this video. I have it like really close. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. That should work. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna look for some more buys. because we're in an uptrend, and that's the only thing that makes sense to me. So we made a new high here. We have this channel forming that's a little bit longer. And we're really just following the price with trend lines. It's like, I don't know, makes sense to me. So we're going to keep going. We're riding this trend. I could make a case for a buy here. We haven't had any significant pullbacks. That's the only thing that's going to be like really awkward. Because we haven't had any significant pullbacks, it's like you're kind of, you know, you're high up here. It's kind of moving sideways a little bit, but we do have the third touch of the trend line. We did push higher twice here, so I think I'll take a chance on the edge of this, just that the trend line will hold, because we had a two-legged pullback kinda, and then we also pushed higher twice, so we made like a quasi here. So I'm gonna actually take that trade. The only thing I don't like about this is that it's very risky because we only have like one form of confirmation. So hopefully this works out. I would still take this live because I'm kind of crazy. So we'll see what happens. See if the trend line holds. If not, it's okay. Okay, so we didn't get taken out. We expect a new high because we closed outside of our trend lines here, trend line here. But if we run lower, then I'll break even. I'm kind of thinking of breaking even now because we failed to break this high right here. So I would, well, we broke it a little bit, but it wasn't like a confident break, right? We'll wait for it to pull back a little bit, and if it can't like break it again, then we will break even. Otherwise, we can keep going. Oh man, we barely wicked the top. That's awesome. Okay, so we got a +3. That's great. So I guess we'll keep it moving. So now we broke out of this panel. You know, it's pretty much. I'm gonna switch it up now. I'm gonna draw this one again. Well, we can keep the other on there, but it's gonna get a little bit messy. So we're gonna draw this one here. Go red to red. So we have that, and then basically we're just following this price up until we don't break no more highs. That's pretty much it. So now we're pushing up. Again, we expect a new high, and we broke the high again. But now we're kind of in this double top type of pattern. I'm not crazy enough to sell here just yet, so we'll keep it going. We'll keep it exciting. Now we're in like some sort of trading range. Basically, what my eyes are seeing is something like we have this here and this here, and I'll make your like, I don't know, your pennants and flags and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. It's too tight for me to do anything here. Can't even get like a good supply and demand trade. So I'm gonna chill. We'll sit on my hands for a minute. Yeah, we're oscillating basically. So we'll just wait, keep it moving. Once we start trending again, then we can hop back on. So one thing I do see is a quasi forming here, but because of how compressed everything is, I don't really want to enter there. It's like not even giving me enough. There's like no reason to enter here. So one thing that we neglected, because we did make a new high after breaking out of this, which was this one here. Now we have our other trend line here. So we have this tight channel here that we could have drawn, right? And now we broke out of it. So what does that mean? Well, it means we make a new low, but we haven't made it yet. So in theory, we want to sell still, which was right here. We want to break this low right here. So let's see what happens. And there we go. So we broke the low. We massively broke it. That's crazy. I don't even see an area. I mean, I guess I could have, if we wanted to trade this range, we could have got in on this area supply here. But even then, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like it's pretty aggressive. Like I don't think I would have wanted to sell this low. I wasn't gonna sell the tap here. I think that this is just kind of one of them things because we've been massively pushing up for like 3 hours, and then we start toppling over here. Yeah, I didn't even see it. Like if there was some kind of area in here I could have pulled back into, that would have been nice, but there wasn't even anything for me to do there. So that's kind of where I'm at. Let's keep going. Waiting for a pullback so I can draw a new trend. So I would probably take, I'd probably do something like this initially. I don't know if this looks right, but we're going to draw out the other line and see if it does, like if it matches, because we want it to be symmetrical. And that's about right to me. So yeah, we got 1, 2, and then this is 1, 2. So in theory, we're coming back up to the bottom of this whole area of supply. This is the higher time frame area of supply, and then we're going to go down. But it looks like we didn't make it there. Price isn't perfect. We just continue dumping. No love. I don't know what happened at the end of this day, but this is pretty crazy. We had to overshoot, so we assumed that we would come back up again. I don't know if we're going to get a nice pullback like we need to, but we do need a pullback to enter a trade. Like I can't just enter when we didn't fill in any missing price besides this like current notch here. We didn't come up to this area supply. And then on this leg, we didn't even come up to this area supply. We didn't know it was a trend line yet. There was no point, there was no time for me to map this out before this drop happened. So we never would have known that happened. Unfortunately, we just have to keep trucking. What we can do is check for areas of demand. It looks like we're currently sitting in an area of demand right now. That's this giant zone here. Unfortunately, I don't like the giant zones, but we did make a quasi in there. So what we can do is now wait for a push up. And then we could probably enter on this if we wanted to be really risky and be like, oh yeah, it's a quasi, it's a 15-minute zone of demand. So let's try to take it. Because we did fill in the missing price over here. The only thing is, I would like to see a drop lower first before taking this trade. But I'm going to take this regardless, and we're just going to take it up to here. I don't know if we get there, but we haven't had any pullbacks, and we're in a 15-minute zone of demand, so that should be enough for a pullback, I think. We're hitting the trend line, so this is the scary part of the trade. If it doesn't break out, then we're going to be kind of screwed. Unless we break even. So it looks like we're riding that trend line in a curve. It's kind of fun. Okay, and we are pushing back down to our entry, it looks like. Let's see if we can keep consolidating. I don't like that candle for our trade, unfortunately. But I'm not concerned. So now that we've come back down and tapped our entry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break even just to see if we can secure our protect our account for the day. So we'll type stop loss here and let's see what happens. And it doesn't get hit. I don't understand what I'm doing, but I need to review this session for myself, honestly. Because that is 11 o'clock and we almost had a perfect run. That is crazy. I haven't had a perfect run yet. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. But this many trades and being correct is it doesn't happen that often for me. I usually have a few misses here and there, and then I have one nice one to cover my butt. So I'm not sure what happened here, but I'm really happy about this. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. I used some new things here with the trend lines. And I think it's been working out for me. I mean, I've been having pretty good results in live. I've only been trading US 30 as well, and I think that's been working out for me. I killed the video. I was so excited. I killed the video and calculate the R's. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So 14R, which is stupid. That is like, I think it's the highest one I've had on the channel. That's awesome. Thanks again for watching.